Hey there, this is Halana Black from digitalwellpublisher.com. So excited to bring to you today another video. And if you have been struggling to finish writing your book, maybe you've been working on it for 6 months, a year, maybe more than a year, I see you and I've got some help for you today in today's video. So today's title of the video is Why Can't I Finish Writing My Book? And for the most part, today's advice is going to be for my nonfiction writers, those of you who are experts, talented professionals, creative entrepreneurs, in some way or another, people who are experts and want to be able to get their information out into the world. Um, it could also be used for people who are novel writers, but I more so speak to people who are in the nonfiction space. So, um, first of all, a lot of people have trouble finishing their book, and the reason that they do is for several reasons. Number one, you don't have a plan. You didn't start with any sort of a plan. You started with a great idea, what you thought was a great idea, but you weren't able to progress past the great idea because you need more than a great idea to be able to finish writing your book. Um, Sometimes people are confused about who they're writing for. They're confused about their audience. That's also a very popular reason that I come across people who can't finish writing their book. They think they know who their audience is, but they haven't really fleshed it out. Um, so it's a good idea to know that in the very beginning, and that is really going to give you um, a map, so to speak, for everything that you need to be able to write your book. Another reason is because that's connected to the fact that you don't have a plan is you keep wanting to add stuff to your book. You think of another great idea and you want to add more, and the book becomes bigger and bigger. And here's the thing, you can actually write more than one book. It's okay. You don't have to put everything in one book. So you really have to decide what's important to go into the book and what things can be left for another piece of content, maybe another book as well, right? So, number one, you really do have to have a plan. Number two, you don't have a writing schedule. You got to have a writing schedule. You've got to get yourself into some sort of a momentum, right? Because if you start writing, you start writing on Sunday night before you go to work, and then you're like, okay, well, I'll get back to it when I have time. And of course, when we have time, that's arbitrary. That could be any time. And, life gets in the way. If you've got a family, if you've got a job, if you've got other responsibilities in life, things tend to get a little crazy. So your book, if it's not a priority for you, if you haven't made it a priority, it sort of gets pushed to the back. And so you'll never finish writing it because you haven't made a commitment to it. You haven't created a writing schedule, and you're just sort of adding it to your schedule whenever you feel like you have time. So it's really important that if you really want to finish writing your book, you've got to make a commitment to it. And by making a commitment to it, you make yourself a writing schedule. And number three, you're doing it alone. You're doing it alone. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm an author coach, but I'm saying it because it's the truth. If you um, if you don't consider yourself to be a writer, or you're not used to writing, most of the people that I have known who have been able to write, publish, and market best-selling books, they've had some sort of a team of people to be able to work with them. And that's really what I provide when I work with people. It's difficult, particularly if you know that you're a serious business person and you don't really have a whole lot of time to be, dedicating, um, to be doing a whole lot of other stuff. If you really know that you really want to get this job done and not be one of these folks who are like, working on a novel for the last 10 years and, the book never sees the light of day, you really got to be able to get a team on your side so that you can get it done and get it published and let the book start working for you in your business. Because here's the thing, if you're a serious business person, if you're a serious entrepreneur, if you're a serious professional who really wants to be the expert that you know that you are, the recognized expert that you know that you are, then you really need to be able to have the book published and available for people to be able to purchase, so that you can get all of those those media calls. You can get onto people's podcasts. You can start creating those coaching programs that you were interested in creating. A book that's still sitting in your head, or a book that's partially unfinished sitting on your computer, your laptop, your hard drive, and Dropbox, or wherever it is, it can't make any money for you. So if you've been sitting around just sort of been wishy-washy about finishing your book, maybe it's time that you started thinking about working with an author coach or a ghostwriter, someone who can help you get to the finish line on your book. Now, there's several ways that you can work with me. Number one, I offer something called a book Jumpstart. Now, this is for people who you're a good writer, but you just need someone to help you, guide you in the right direction. So with my books Jumpstart, we spend a good half a day sitting down and we create a plan for your book that we are planning to be a bestseller. So we sit down and we figure out a few things. Number one, we figure out, what do you want this book to do for your business or your career? What do you want your book to do for your business or your career? All right, so number two, who is this book for? I talked about earlier, audience is very important. Number three, we sit down and we write an outline of each chapter, so that when you sit down to actually write the book, what you're really doing is just filling in the pages. It'll be so clear to you once you finish this outline of what goes where and how it is that you want to be able to say it, that all you have to do is fill it in. And then we start figuring out, how can we start marketing this book before you even start writing a word. That's super important. Because what a lot of people do is they write a book, they spend all this time writing a really great book, they get to the end and they stick it on Amazon and they're like twiddling their thumbs waiting for all the sales to come in, and that doesn't happen because they didn't think of the marketing plan. So that's something that we think about in this half-day process of the book Jumpstart. Now, some of you need a little bit more than a Jumpstart. Okay, so if you know that you can write the book, but you need someone to help you to jump over the procrastination hoops, if you need someone to help you stay accountable to your writing schedule, if you need to ask questions about the writing process as you're writing the book, you have questions about some things that may not be coming out as clearly as you would like it to be, then I'm here as an author coach, and I work with people on 6-month programs. I work with 3, maybe 4 people a year on this. So 6 months of author coaching. So that's where I partner with you for 6 months to help you with accountability, to help you get over the procrastination, and just to help you along in your writing process so that you'll get your book done faster. And then number 3, there's the ghostwriting process. This is an intensive partnership where I work with you for about 10 months to a year. And basically, I write the book on your behalf. It's all your ideas, all your thoughts, but I write the book on your behalf. And this is really for people who are you may be too busy to sit down and write this book on your own. Perhaps you feel like writing is not really your thing, and rather than play around with it, you'd rather hand this process off to a professional. Now, I write the book on your behalf, but we do work together on it. So it's not like I'm writing this strange book. It's all your words, your voice, and everything like that. But we're doing an intensive partnership on the book, so that again, you'll get the book that you want done within 10 months to a year. And that is a very intensive process, and that's why I only take 2, maybe 3 people a year to be able to work on that sort of a project. Okay, so those are 3 ways that you can work with me. If you want to know more, You can email me at hello, HELLO, at digitalwell, WELL, publisher.com. That's hello at digitalwellpublisher.com. I will leave the email address in the comment area. So I have a question for you. Um, how long have you been sitting on your own book idea? And what are you going to do to get started? Again, that's how long have you been sitting on your book idea and what are you going to do to get started? Again, my name is Halana Black from digitalwellpublisher.com. I am a ghostwriter, I'm an author coach as well as a digital marketing expert, and I help entrepreneurs and talented professionals write, publish, and market books so that they can become a recognized industry expert. Now, I have a new Facebook group for people who are interested in meeting other people, where you can get some other meet some others who are working hard on their book as well, or people who have already published and they want support on the marketing end as well. It's called myauthorempire.com. You can just go online and find that myauthorempire.com. It'll lead you directly to the Facebook group. So I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great day.